was just a little mole. It was on my stomach and it started to get irritated, and I would have a bad habit of playing with it while we watched television sitting on the couch. And it was in the summer of 2013. It wasn't until Annie probably bugged me quite a bit about it that I made an appointment in August of 2013 to have it biopsied. And I remember that day well because when I had it removed, it was right before I went on vacation to Iceland. I was really looking forward to that trip, as you can imagine. And he didn't seem to think it was a big deal. So I thought I was just getting rid of something, and that was that.
Well, it was a mole and it was bleeding, and at first
Just a little blood.
Yeah, it was cracked. It was cracked. We covered it with a Band-Aid for a few days, and when it was still irritated after that, I said, you need to get this looked at, and you need to get it looked at immediately.
Well, when I returned from Iceland, I got a call, like the second day I was back, from the doctor, and said, you have melanoma. I said, okay. I remember that. I remember exactly where I was standing in the house, and I told you, and you didn't handle it as well as I did. I mean,
because I know what melanoma can mean, and I don't know that Chris actually knew that.
Okay, I know melanoma is the nasty skin cancer, but everyone has cancer, you know.
Well,
I mean,
he'd had basal cell cancers removed before, so they were no big deal. I mean, he already was excellent at keeping sunscreen on his face because he's had some things removed from his nose before, and I think Chris was thinking that that's kind of what it was going to be. He's going to just have to be careful with sunscreen on his stomach. What that meant to me is that a lot of people who are diagnosed with melanoma, I mean, if it's caught early, it might be no big deal, but if it is not caught early, I know people who've died within 18 months. So yeah, it was really scary.
now it was remove it. And so I was paying attention to how quickly they would get me in. And this surgery was scheduled for a little less than a month out, I think. And so that was like, okay, it can't be that bad. I mean, it was just a little mole. It was just a little mole. So I thought, okay, and just went about normal business. And
what else can you do, you know?
And then had the surgery. But at the time, we also were informed that they wanted to do a biopsy of the lymph nodes. And that got my attention. It's like, well, why we need to do that? And that's kind of when the adventure really started, because the idea that the cancer would spread inside me was, that made it serious.